This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And, well, Chicago fans, as they said in Boston back in 2004, now they can die in peace.
Just
Cubs
stay up?
fans, I stayed up, fell asleep, woke up as a base runner was rounding the bases to tie the score, which was amazing. Then tried to stay up again, fell asleep during the rain delay.
Yeah, amazing. I watched some highlights of it this morning, and I'll tell you what, they don't get any better.
Oh, what a game it
Yeah.
was. What a game it was.
Unbelievable. And I think we still hear the crowds cheering up there.
They're expecting the largest crowd for a parade ever in championship history tomorrow. So hopefully the weather will be nice for them. Hopefully the weather will be nice for us.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, actually. We're looking at some decent weather around here today. Yesterday we got a few scattered showers, little patches of drizzle here and there. Nothing really heavy, nothing really dramatic. But nevertheless, I think we could probably do a similar sort of thing again today. We'll put the rain chance at about 10-20% with mostly isolated patches of drizzle. Look for a daytime high that tops out, again, warm, coming in the upper 80s. But all that changes tomorrow with a frontal boundary approaching. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways, there is something to take note of bright and early this morning. There's a roadblock. State Road 70 and I-75. It's on State Road 70 eastbound right at 75. So be aware of that in Manatee County. There is a partial roadblock, and then as you move down, the rest of Manatee County looks good. Sarasota County also looking good this morning with no issues or delays at 5:02. Topping our news this morning, locals are speaking out in opposition to a proposed amendment addressing how solar power is handled in the state. The outrage revolves around the details of Amendment 1. It's a measure that is presented as pro-solar, but it was called a wolf in sheep's clothing by one Florida Supreme Court justice. That's because the amendment is utility-backed and penalizes those who utilize solar power instead of helping them. Speaking out on the issue, a rally is being held today in downtown Sarasota. Bill Johnson, president of local solar contractor Brilliant Harvest, will be speaking at the event taking place off South Washington Boulevard. The rally starts at 11:30 this morning. And now a follow-up on a new golf course proposed for Siesta Key. There's opposition to the idea, saying it's not necessary. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the story.
When the Greenwood family visits from Toronto, their first stop is Siesta Key Beach, but then they admit there aren't a lot of family things to do. They like the idea of this field becoming a miniature golf course.
But yeah, I think putt-putt would give something with the family, something more to do with your family, more so than just a day at the beach.
It's all this man's idea. Mike Driscoll already runs 2 mini golf courses, including this one in Lakewood Ranch and another on Anna Maria Island. He thinks it would be a big hit down this street in the village on Calais Menorca.
We really believe that with the tourists and with the local people, they're looking for things to do, things that are kids-friendly, that are not always about the beach.
Coney Island type atmosphere.
But, of course, not everyone agrees. Gary Bukowski lives across the street from the field, and he has several reasons why he doesn't like the idea of putt-putt outside his front door.
The parking, the light pollution, traffic, property valuation.
You had to figure at some point something was going to go in that field.
Yes, some point something's going to go there, but a miniature golf course I don't feel is the right area.
He's not kidding. Bukowski was among the first to arrive at a community meeting Wednesday night. Driscoll's next move is to convince the county to change zoning and reduce parking requirements. The Greenwoods hope he's successful so they can golf here next summer.
I do. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
In the case of a Punta Gorda woman who was shot and killed during a Citizen Training Academy event, and now her family will receive a settlement from the city. Yesterday, the City Council voted to move forward with the settlement of more than $2 million. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is still investigating the shooting. Back in August, 73-year-old Mary Knowlton was killed while taking part in a burglary training exercise. One of the officers conducting the training, Lee Cole, shot and killed Knowlton and is now on paid administrative leave. Even with that settlement, some think the city's getting off easy.
This was a risk management move, strategy, I'm sure, to limit without admitting fault. It was a concern to me just in terms of the cost to the city, what it means going forward.
They may think the city's getting off easy, but the Knowlton family has expressed interest in putting it all behind them. Now, the fate of a Sarasota woman convicted for stabbing her 6-year-old daughter has also been decided, as she'll spend 40 years in prison. Ashley Parker was found guilty on 4 felony counts, including attempted first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. Last year, Parker stabbed her daughter multiple times. Though the child did thankfully recover, Parker faces not only prison time, but a lifetime under probation after she's released. And deputies have arrested 2 teens in connection with multiple burglaries on Anna Maria Island. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says it has arrested 18-year-old Jacob Barker along with a minor. Now, between October 9th and 14th, 2 burglaries and a theft were reported within the city. One of those burglaries caused more than $1,000 in damage, and the other 2 incidents included kayaks being stolen and then sold on Craigslist. Fingerprints were collected and processed, leading to the arrest of the 2 teens. Now, some controversy over Sarasota County Schools' new superintendent. It all started at a school board meeting this week as several audience members upset about the hiring of Todd Bowden walked out in protest. Now, they were also disappointed with the unanimous vote of Bowden's final contract. The root of the protest came from 3 women who claimed they were sexually harassed by Bowden. One of them, a Booker High School administrator, says the decision to protest was the right thing to do.
I care about this district and the integrity of this district. As an administrator, your initial reaction is, I need to do something, not to mention that there's somebody else. This wasn't just me. I made the decision that I was going to come forward.
A district investigative report has cleared Bowden of any wrongdoing. An issue involving trees has some people frustrated and angry in Manatee County. It's a situation that in a way is pitting officials from Anna Maria Island and Holmes Beach against each other. ABC 7's Rick Adams went out there and now has this story.
Well, the 3 trees that you see here are stirring up quite a bit of controversy, and for folks who live here, they say it's causing some major headaches. These innocent-looking trees have some people all fired up. A few neighbors want these trees to come down because they say it's causing damage to their homes.
Back here, sometimes it floods in heavy rains. My neighbor's having all kinds of problems with his deck, his roof.
Bill Riley owns this home on 85th Street in Holmes Beach. The trees are located in his backyard. His neighbor is on the other side of the fence in Anna Maria Island, and that's what is at the heart of the problem, finding out who is responsible for the trees. After the city of Anna Maria Island had done a survey, it was determined that it's on the Holmes Beach side of the border. Riley says this battle has been going on now for more than a year.
My neighbor and I were told last year that these trees would be removed as of last October, and now it just seems like we're getting a runaround.
The mayor of Holmes Beach would not come on camera to comment, but he says since the trees are on Riley's property, that he's responsible for them. Riley disagrees because he tells us the trees stand on top of a storm drain pipe that leads into the canal, which he says is on property owned by the city of Holmes Beach, so they should be responsible for removing the trees.
My main concern is a safety issue. These are shallow roots.
Riley tells us he's very nervous about the trees crashing down on his home. His neighbor on the other side of the fence, who would not come on camera, says this has caused up to $30,000 in damage, mainly brought on by the pine needles. And I did get a chance to speak with the mayor of Anna Maria Island, but he did not want to comment on this because he says these trees are on the Holmes Beach side of the fence. Reporting from Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Also in Manatee County, the popular fishing community of Cortez Village is looking ahead to its future. Some people involved in the industry don't expect its success to change drastically over the next 20 years. Karen Bell's great-grandfather started the Starfish Company market and restaurant in the early 1920s. Bell sees the industry improving positively between now and 2037. She doesn't think the need for harvesting fish will go away anytime soon.
I think there's always a need for small fishing communities. I mean, not only for the job that we do, which is really important, feeding people, but as far as tourism, we draw a lot of people from all over the world that they come visit Cortez because it's so unique.
It's all part of our series, Suncoast 2037, focusing on what life will be like here in the year 2037. And Bell believes her company and the local fishing industry will mostly stay the same because of government regulations. Speaking of fish and sea life, Mote Marine Laboratory scientists are gathering with some colleagues all the way from Japan for a Science and Society Forum this evening. At the event, Mote researchers will go over some of the latest successes in citizen science programs in Florida. The researchers from Japan, they'll share some insight of Seito Umi, which is the integration of people and underwater life. The forum is also open to the public with free admission starting at 6 o'clock tonight. Over 350 fashionable philanthropists are gathering for a good cause today. The Flip Flops and Fashion event starts at 11:30 this morning at Sharky's on the Pier. It's down in Venice. Now, guests will be able to enjoy the luncheon and show narrated by popular Suncoast fashionista Sally Schul. The event has gone national, earning a Program of Excellence designation while supporting the local organization Children First. And if I could just slip on my shorts and flip-flops, I'm happy, so I might head on down there.
Anything that has flip-flops in the title works for me.
That's my kind of fashion.
We've got some fashionable weather this weekend, looks like. I think it's going to be pretty nice. We'll talk about that in a sec.
All right, and if flip-flops are not your thing, perhaps swords and costumes are. Linda Carson has everything you need to know about the Sarasota Medieval Fair coming up.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So looking at some pretty pleasant conditions across the Suncoast currently. We have a 71-degree temperature, fairly clear skies, a dew point of 65, and an east-northeast wind coming in lightly now at about 6. That'll probably be the case throughout the morning hours, this light northeast wind continuing. And through the afternoon, the winds will shift a little bit more to the northerly direction and be a little bit breezy. 66 Wauchula, 67 in Arcadia, Mayaca, 66 Parrish and Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 66, Venice at 69, so is Inglewood, Northport at 70. And then out on Longboat Key, you've got 70 there as well. So we had a few showers that moved through yesterday. It was actually pretty decent coverage compared to what we've seen over the last several days. We had about a 30% coverage of showers that moved through. Most of it light stuff. Total rainfall amounts measured in the hundredths of an inch if you got any. And today we are very likely to see a similar sort of situation, though. Instead of a more easterly wind, I think today we'll have much more of a northeasterly wind. So probably won't see quite the coverage that we saw yesterday. The humidity will still be high. The daytime high temperatures will still be warm, well above average. But as far as any kind of rainfall for your morning commute, probably not going to see a whole lot around. We have one little area in Myakka seeing a little bit of drizzle, but other than that, all your roadways are clear this morning. High pressure remains the dominant weather feature. Stretching from the mid-Atlantic all the way down into Gulf waters, it is again today going to bring us an easterly to northeasterly wind flow as we wait for the next frontal boundary to approach. Today, Texas likely to see some pretty heavy rainfall with that frontal boundary advancing in this direction. It'll eventually make it onto our doorstep, and it will bring us a slight chance of a shower tomorrow evening. And then some lovely weather for the weekend, it looks like. Warm afternoon, dry skies, maybe not as breezy today as it was yesterday. Our rainfall futurecast shows that kind of mix of sun and clouds with a few scattered showers working their way into our area in the afternoon. And then tomorrow, the frontal boundary sinking southward. As it does so, bringing most everyone a chance at some rainfall. And then some much drier air and some little bit lower temperatures for the weekend. I don't think we're going to see a cool Arctic blast, that's for sure, but at least we'll lower our temperatures a little. Gulf waters, Caribbean, near Atlantic, all look quiet. No issues here, tropically speaking. As far as the boaters go today, expect that northeast wind to shift more northerly, coming in at about 15 in the afternoon. And we'll have 2-foot seas and a moderate chop on bay and inland waters. Forecast looks good for us. We'll have about a 20% chance of showers today, sprinkles for the most part. Better chance on Friday, and still kind of light rainfall. And then everything gets a little breezy, cooler, and drier as we head into the weekend. Don?
Thank you, John. Cooler and drier, and night comes earlier come Sunday. And taking a look at Suncoast roadways, the one issue this morning, there is a road blockage at State Road 70 eastbound. At I-75, the road is blocked, so be aware of that. That will cause problems. Not a lot of volume on the road right now, so it's not causing an issue right now, but be aware of it as you leave the house. That's in Manatee County. Sarasota County, also like the rest of Manatee County, looking good this morning. Now, if you need to escape the hustle and bustle of the modern day world, now you have a chance. Linda Carson has details on today's In the Spotlight.
The Sarasota Medieval Fair takes you back to the year 1199, and a history lesson unfolds before your eyes. It's a true story about Richard the Lion-Hearted of England.
He was also Duke of Aquitaine. And at this point in history, the counts and viscounts in Aquitaine were rebelling against him. So he's come to France to put down a rebellion at the Chateau Chalus-Chabrol.
Once again, the battle will be fought, but this time not on the battlefield, but on the giant chessboard.
Human combat chess matches will fight to see who actually takes the castle this year.
There'll be jousting.
We do have jousting. It's very large horses, very large men on top of horses, and they will charge down the list at each other and hit themselves with sticks. And it's a demonstration of what the sport of jousting actually was in the days of the Renaissance and the Middle Ages.
And lots of live shows, all with a medieval theme.
We've got a returning favorite called Kudu, and they're drums and pipes, and then we've also got the Crack Show as another musical act. On the last weekend, we've got Empty Hats, we've got Puke and Snot. It's almost embarrassing to say, but they're a group, a couple of comedy guys that have done the circuit for a long time in the Renaissance Festival.
And vendors from all over the country are here for the medieval marketplace.
It's a bazaar in a way. So we've got people that have made homemade clothes for the time period. We've got hat makers and candle makers and all kinds of artists that we've got woodworkers.
The medieval village is packed with villagers, all in costume and all in character. You may see some familiar faces. Those parts are all filled by local actors.
We've spent the last 2 months working on character development so that each one of us, we have 60 cast members this year, and each one of us has a unique character to this scenario and this village, and we ask for the patrons to interact with us.
So leave the present behind and step back more than 800 years into the Sarasota Medieval Fair. The Sarasota Medieval Fair this weekend, next weekend, and the following weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And you're going to see something at this medieval fair that has never been seen at a medieval fair before. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Netflix may finally start to feature offline viewing, but only in select locations. We'll tell you where coming up, and stay tuned for highlights of, well, World Series wasn't the only award being given out last night. This year's Country Music Awards took place last night, and we'll have the details.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
It's 5:24 this morning, and new numbers show a lot of people are still using Facebook, making the company billions. ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Lindsay Janis have those details.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook has far exceeded expectations with a staggering quarterly revenue of $7 billion.
That is a 56% rise over the same period last year. Nearly 1.8 billion people now use Facebook every month. And Netflix is getting closer to letting you watch movies while not connected to the internet.
So finally, a company executive says that new feature may be offered in developing areas as service expands there. At least at first, it won't be available to U.S. viewers.
And Uber has made some changes to its app.
Yes, it has. So get this. Riders can now connect their calendars and contacts with the app, which will make it easier to specify a destination through the app as well. They can stream music, check restaurants at their destination, or order food deliveries. But most importantly, the new version of the app, we're told, is faster than the previous one.
Faster's good. You're going to use the food delivery as well, aren't you?
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Neutrogena.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen.
Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in 1 week with the fastest retinol formula available. It's clinically proven to work on fine lines and even deep wrinkles. 1 week? That definitely works. Rapid Wrinkle Repair. And for dark spots, Rapid Tone Repair. Neutrogena. See what's possible.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Cindy and Frida appreciate the arts. Frida is a work of art. They get inspired by new Meow Mix Bistro recipes made with real chicken for delicious bistro flavor. No wonder it's the only one cats ask for by name.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
I had cancer. I beat cancer. I kicked cancer.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the best of the Country Music Awards, how all your favorite stars celebrated with some surprise guests as well. And final days on the campaign trail have presidential candidates still battling it out, literally, what they're focusing on these last days leading up to the election. Plus, the Cubs are World Series champions, a look at their best moments leading up to a historic win.
Live from the ABC 7 studios. This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi, and it's almost like a holiday today. I'm sure it is in Chicago. I'm sure no school, work is canceled.
Wow.
Even if it's not, nobody's going to be there because I think everybody's still celebrating now. And we'll take you live to Chicago and see some sights. But Chicago Cubs, 108 years of a championship drought. exercise.
Pretty incredible, pretty incredible. And, you know, it was nail biter right up to the end.
That is the great thing.
Yeah.
7th game, do or die, extra innings, little rain delay, come from behind. Had it all.
Exactly what you want.
You laughed,
exactly
you
what
cried,
you
it was
want
all.
It's all there. It's good stuff. We had a few scattered showers around here as well yesterday, you know.
I saw clouds for the first time. I almost forgot what they looked like.
I know. And a few of them actually kind of rang out a few drops of rainfall in some places. A lot of places, of course, didn't see any rain at all, and that'll be the case again today. A few scattered showers around here and there, but for the most part, the first half of the day will be dry, sunny, with a mix of fair weather clouds and sunshine. Daytime highs will again top out warm, coming in the upper 80s. And we'll have that 10, maybe 20% chance of an isolated patch of drizzle or light rain. Complete forecast for the weekend coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Now, taking a look at Suncoast roadways, the roadblock seemed to have been cleared, so we won't even mention it. It's gone. Exercised as well. But Palmetto, Ellington, downtown Bradenton, all looking good as far as traffic is concerned. Major roadways moving along at this point in Manatee County, and as you head down into Sarasota County, that too is looking good. Roadways are free and clear. Not a lot of people on them, but people are on them, are moving along. Now, country music celebrated its biggest night right here on ABC 7 last night, the CMA's 50th anniversary. The party featured the old school legends and the new young names, but it was a pop music star who stole the show. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in Nashville with the highlights.
A massive, star-studded open to the 50th Annual Country Music Awards. Including an emotional surprise to kick off country music's biggest night.
Randy Travis.
Randy Travis making his first award show appearance since suffering a massive stroke in 2013. Then hosts Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley quickly opened their monologue, hitting on what else? The election.
The election is taking forever and ever.
And then there were the big awards.
Entertainer of the Year, Garth Brooks.
We are so damn lucky to be part of this thing called country music. We got married in a fever.
From all-time greats taking the stage to legend Dolly Parton honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I just want to thank all my fans and everybody for allowing me to see my little girl dreams come true.
And then the surprise performance of the night, Beyonce with the Dixie Chicks. So many great moments, and if you missed any of them, you can catch all of the performances at abc.com. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Nashville.
Now, while Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood say the election is taking forever and ever, over 58,000 people have already voted in Sarasota County. Now, early voting still underway, and you can take the chance to cast your ballot early from 8:30 in the morning till 6 daily. That's through November 5th. Right now, a live look at the White House in Washington, D.C. is the destination both our presidential candidates are still hot on the trail for. Lana Zach has the latest on their progress.
Donald Trump brought the fireworks in Florida, literally.
Get out and vote.
But he tried to avoid creating any new rhetorical fireworks in the final days of the campaign, saying he'll stay nice and cool.
Right, stay on point, Donald, stay on point. No sidetracks, Donald, nice and easy, nice. Because I've been watching Hillary the last few days. She's totally unhinged.
But Hillary Clinton warned voters in Arizona that the unhinged one, she believes, is her opponent.
If Donald Trump were to win this election, we would have a commander-in-chief who is completely out of his depth and whose ideas are incredibly dangerous.
Clinton, a Chicago native, watched the Cubs win the series from an iPad after her rally in Arizona, a state she said was in play for the first time in years.
Arizona has only voted for a Democrat for president once since 1948, and that was my husband in 1996.
Both candidates are making a massive final push. President Obama helping close the deal for Clinton in North Carolina.
I hate to put a little pressure on you, but
The fate of the republic rests on your shoulders.
And the Trump children fanned out in 5 battleground states.
He wants to infuse common sense back into the equation.
Also out on the campaign trail, President Obama criticized what he called leaks coming from the FBI in regards to the Clinton email case, though he declined to discuss any of the specifics. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
And an update on the aftermath of Hurricane Hermine, as homeowners, renters, and business owners in Manatee County can now apply for federal disaster assistance for damage caused by that storm. 22 Florida counties had earlier received assistance as a result of the hurricane. Assistance for eligible survivors can include grants for temporary housing and home repairs. There's also assistance for other serious disaster-related needs like medical and dental expenses or funeral costs. To be eligible for federal aid under FEMA's Individual Assistance Program, storm damage and losses must have occurred as a result of Hermine. And caught on camera in Orlando, a wrong-way driver cruising down a highway. And this newly released dashcam video shows Florida troopers pulling over a man driving on the wrong side of the road. A toll employee called for help immediately after he saw the driver, and thanks to his alertness, probably avoided more damage. Now, police say the 76-year-old man was not hurt, but he did seem confused. His wife had reported him missing earlier, and the elderly driver will have to be medically reevaluated to see if he is still eligible to keep his license. And a couple in Texas behind bars after they passed out in the front seats of their car, even with children on board. This seems to be happening more and more every day. Police say young parents, Jessica Bello and Dickinson San Juan, were partially clothed when they were found passed out with their toddler-age daughters in the back seat behind them. Both parents are charged with child endangerment. San Juan also charged with driving while intoxicated. Neighbors of the family say the whole situation really upsets them.
She needs to be put in jail. That's not right. The children need to be taken away, and she needs to pay the consequences. That's just ridiculous.
Hopefully they're safe, just, the safety of the kids is what matters, but yeah, that's crazy.
According to the police, one of the daughters was strapped in her car seat. The other was not buckled in. In Dakota, protests are continuing to escalate after brutal police involvement near the Access Pipeline. Officers in riot gear clashed with protesters again yesterday, hitting dozens with pepper spray as they waded through waist-deep water in an attempt to reach property owned by the pipeline's developer. The confrontation came hours after North Dakota regulators criticized the pipeline company for not immediately reporting the discovery of American Indian artifacts. The day after U.S. President Barack Obama raised the possibility of future reroutes to alleviate tribal concerns, one man who experienced it all firsthand describes the details.
The National Guard was coming in on their boat, and we had an empty boat there, so we jumped in and we tried to stop them. They kept telling us to leave. I kept telling them, no, we're not going to leave. Just like you, we're going to stay here, I told him. He just opened up his can of mace on us, just right there, right in my face.
Volunteer medics treated some of the protesters for hypothermia during the confrontation. Protesters continue to rally against the pipeline, which they believe has the potential to damage American Indian sites and also those artifacts that were allegedly found. In New Hampshire, people standing up for a good cause take a completely different approach, tying scarves to trees in a park. More than 400 colorful scarves were found blowing in the wind, all hung with the intention of providing free warmth to anyone in need throughout the area. The scarves vary in color, thickness, and length, and providing a range of choices to those who otherwise may not be able to afford a scarf. Also, a historic win in Game 7 of the World Series last night as the Cubs, World Series champs for the first time since 1908. We're going to take you live to Wrigley Field right now, where I'm sure people are still out and about. It's a live look. This is the home of the Cubs, and fans gathered celebrating the longest championship drought in all of sports. It all still lasting the excitement of last night. Going into early this morning, ABC's Dan Harris has the highlights from last night.
Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series!
The curse reversed. A historic 8-7 win in extra innings for the Chicago Cubs in what turned out to be an epic nail-biter, their first World Series title since 1908. Cubs fans spilling out into the streets of Wrigleyville, Chicago, erupting in celebration.
They deserve it. This is the best team we've had in years. There's literally nowhere I would rather be than right here in Wrigleyville to celebrate this win. Historic
It was an epic winner-takes-all series. The Indians and the Cubs duking it out all the way to Game 7 in Cleveland. Chicago pulling off an astonishing comeback from a 3-1 deficit in the series.
Ross flies one into center.
With veteran catcher David Ross capping off the last game of his career with a home run and a World Series win. As the beloved late Chicago announcer Harry Carey would say, "Holy cow."
Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
Wow, that was not a good holy cow. That was not a Harry Carey worthy holy cow. Holy cow!
That's much better.
Yes, well, the last time the Indians were in the World Series was 1997. They lost to the Marlins in Game 7, extra innings. So their heartbreak continues, and a lot of connections to the Suncoast. David Ross, who hit a home run last night, spent some spring trainings here with the Reds. Aroldis Chapman also his last spring with the Reds here before they left for Arizona. And yeah, Anthony Rizzo actually comes to camp here every year for the Kelly Sports Camp every December. So it's good to see people. And Joe Madden, of course, and Ben Zobrist with the Rays. Good to see.
Madden did all right for himself, huh?
Yeah, last time, John, the last time the Chicago Cubs won a World Series title, the television had not yet been invented. So people had to listen to you on the radio, John.
Wow.
World War I hadn't happened yet, and Arizona and New Mexico were not even American states. And yet the first spring training game in February will be the Indians and the Cubs in Arizona.
Wow.
Look at that.
How about that? It's
So
a big
they
circle.
can play again.
Most people were riding horses.
Yes, and those who didn't know, they had to ride side saddle, didn't they? Because of long hoop skirts.
Yeah, I guess.
Martha Washington.
Some did, yeah. It was pretty amazing. Harry Houdini was the most popular performer of the day.
My grandmother was born in 1908.
Is that right?
She was indeed, yes. August 26, 1908.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the drought comes to an end. Good for them. We have across our region, not really drought-busting rains, but we have some rain showers in the forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Also, a treatment for brain tumors coming up. We'll tell you what may be in the works and how the technique could transform chemotherapy.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
I'm Alan Cohn. The struggle of Alzheimer's disease. Millions of Americans live with it, so how are they cared for and what advances could be on the way?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
This week is wild with Mustang rescues.
So this is not for the weak in pocketbook, as they might say.
And the nosy Cotamundi.
Look at the nose. The nose is amazing to me. Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival. Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at air temperatures that are pleasant enough outside at 71 degrees. They're warmer than they have been over the last several days. Dew point values are also warm, coming in at 65, making it feel a little humid outside, I suppose, for some folks. East-northeast wind at about 6. That east-northeast wind, I think, is going to shift a little bit more to the northeast today. That may limit a little bit compared to yesterday, the number of showers or patches of drizzle that we get a little later in the afternoon, but they'll still be around. We have 69 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, 67 Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 68, so's Mayaca, Northport at 69, Punta Gorda 67, 70 in Venice, 71 in Inglewood, same thing out at Longboat Key, 71 degrees there as well. Across the peninsula yesterday, we had some showers move through. Total rainfall amounts were not all that great, but nevertheless, we'll take what we can get at this time of year, and normally one of the driest month of the year, so it's nice to see a little bit of showery activity. We have more showers building over on the other coast, and I think we'll see a few of them move through here again today. Our rain chance is small, but it does exist. It's at about 10–20%, and that's mostly for some patchy drizzle. Area roadways right now look absolutely quiet. Should not be an issue for your morning commute. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us again today, stretching from the mid-Atlantic all the way down toward the Florida Peninsula, then nosing out into Gulf waters. Pretty quiet, tranquil conditions as a result of that. Also, some warm temperatures as a result of that. You know, that dome of sinking air has kind of a compressional effect as well, so it kind of compresses the air below and causes it to warm. We have a general flow that'll be out of the northeast again today, or east or north-northeast, and that will once again bring us a few scattered showers off from the Atlantic and scoot them right across the peninsula into our neck of the woods. Frontal boundary itself will approach. It'll be here probably Friday night, passing through the area by the wee hours of Saturday morning, and it will provide us with some pretty decent weather for the weekend. Warm afternoon, dry skies, not as breezy today as we have seen over the last several days, but still we have some 10 to 15 mile an hour winds later in the afternoon. We're looking at the future rainfall futurecast here, and watch as we put it into motion. You'll see a few scattered showers move from Atlantic waters to Gulf waters today, a few of those. And then you'll notice a line of showers on Friday evening move southward. There it comes. That is our frontal boundary. It'll exit our region, and the drier air will start to filter in by Saturday morning. And then throughout the day on Saturday, a breezy north wind will continue to draw down that lower humidity air, making it feel very comfortable. With lots of sunshine around, it should be pleasant. Tropics look great here. Near Atlantic, Caribbean, Gulf waters, all A-OK. One cluster of storms still has the potential to produce some development with time, about a 10% chance over the next couple of days, maybe 20% chance down the road a little bit of developing. And if it did develop, it would move away from the state of Florida, so we're really not too terribly worried about that system. We're continuing to watch clusters of clouds off the African coastline, but it's the wrong time of year for any systems to be forming here. Plus, we've got some African dust as well to the north of this cluster of clouds, so not going to be any development with that system. Forecast for us looks good. Winds out of the north-northeast to north, coming in at about 15, kind of decreasing a little bit overnight tonight. And the forecast for the week ahead looks good. Breezy over the weekend, drier air in place, closer to our normal daytime highs and lows as we head into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And don't forget, clock's back early in the morning Sunday. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways this morning. Everything's looking good at 550. All is moving along nicely in Manatee County. You see 75, 301, 41. Moving along for the most part. There is kind of a backup at State Road 70 heading northbound on 301, but I'm sure it's just a traffic light. No accidents or other delays to speak of. Sarasota County, that too, is moving along without a hitch all the way through South County. Now, a new study adds to the long list of proof that taking medication as prescribed by your doctor can extend your life. Heart patients who take their medications as prescribed have a better chance of surviving long-term with no major complications than those who don't. That's according to a recent study published by the American Heart Association. Researchers examined the cases of more than 3,200 people who had coronary artery bypass surgery or stenting in 2004. Researchers found that those who followed doctors' instructions and took their meds were nearly 3 times more likely to survive. Now, for decades, scientists have been looking at whether viruses may hold the key to treating brain tumors, and finally, they're starting to see some early signs of success. A new experimental treatment may be changing the game, as researchers say the new technique involves injecting a live virus into a brain tumor and allowing it to spread within the tumor. The virus injected carries a special gene which makes the tumor more sensitive to a specific medication. Then a few weeks later, that medication is taken by the patient. When it reaches the brain tumor cells that are infected with the virus, it's converted into chemotherapy, which kills those tumors.
This is a virus that humans don't normally see. And so there's not a built-in immunity to the virus, and it's been very effective in delivering the therapeutic gene. The medication that is given is actually relatively non-toxic to normal human cells, and it's only cells that have this gene that can convert it into a toxic chemotherapy.
Experts say the next phase of research has already begun. Stay with us. We'll be back with more news after this.
This week is wild with Mustang rescues.
So this is not for the weak in pocketbook,
No,
as they
it's
might
not.
say.
And the nosy Cotamundi.
Look at the nose. The nose is amazing to me. Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
The celebration is heating up and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees or get big savings on a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Who are the CEOs of the company?
Me and him.
Wait, you guys are CEOs?
Yes.
Well, these two industrious young kids from New York have taken getting healthy into their own hands, starting their own water bottle company. They say they noticed existing water bottles were not appealing to them, so they made their own. And their bottles feature artwork drawn by kids for kids. Look at that.
What a great idea.
I know. I don't know if I could think of that now. These kids look like they're under 10.
Yeah.
See, out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah, pretty smart children there.
Everything you need to know you learned in kindergarten. Is that the old book?
Apparently.
You did.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, we're coming back with more news and Stephanie Roberts after this.